Have you ever wondered what the unmistakable signs are when a narcissist starts losing their grip on control? You're in the right place. In this video, I'll reveal the 4 critical signs that expose their crumbling facade. Stay with me, because understanding these signs can empower you to reclaim your power and navigate these difficult dynamics with confidence. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself. I'm an attorney, an author, and a negotiation expert specializing in dealing with narcissists. Over the years, I've made it my mission to help people like you shift the balance of power, turning what often feels like an impossible struggle into a path of strength and resolution. Whether it's in personal relationships, high-stakes divorces, business conflicts, or even with challenging clients, understanding how to manage narcissists can change everything. Now, why is this topic so important? Narcissists are not as rare as you might think. Studies show that approximately 16% of the population either exhibits narcissistic traits or fits the clinical definition of narcissism. That's 1 in every 6 people. This means that most of us, yes, you too are likely dealing with narcissists in some capacity, whether it's a partner, a colleague, a family member, or someone in your social circle. These individuals can infiltrate every corner of our lives, and their behavior often leaves us feeling trapped, confused, and powerless. But here's the truth: knowledge is your greatest weapon. By understanding the psychology of narcissism and recognizing the signs of their loss of control, you gain the upper hand. You can stop reacting out of fear and start responding from a place of strength. Imagine what it would feel like to no longer be at the mercy of their manipulative tactics, to finally take back your narrative and move forward with clarity. So, are you ready to uncover the 4 signs that signal when a narcissist is losing control? Trust me, these insights could be the turning point you've been waiting for. What I'm offering here isn't just another list of generic advice. Instead, I'm providing you with actionable tips, practical strategies, and real resources designed to help you reclaim control and shift the power dynamic in challenging interactions. If this resonates with you, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Together, we'll navigate this journey toward empowerment, understanding the dynamics when control starts to shift. Let's talk about a pivotal moment in any negotiation with a difficult individual, recognizing when they begin to lose their grip on control. This is critical because it marks a turning point. How can you identify this shift? More importantly, how can you effectively respond when it happens? These are questions worth exploring, as they form the foundation of regaining your power and breaking free from toxic patterns. Interestingly, you want them to start losing control. Why? Because it's essential that they no longer feel like they hold all the power. When you've been the target of manipulative behavior, especially from a narcissist, for what feels like an eternity, you might long for control but simultaneously fear what might happen if they lose theirs. It's natural to feel torn, craving freedom, yet apprehensive about the conflict that might ensue. Embrace the challenge, the path to freedom. Here's the truth: the road to freedom is rarely smooth. It will likely get harder before it gets easier. As you assert yourself and begin reclaiming your power, they won't relinquish their control willingly. Their resistance might feel overwhelming, but remember, this is part of the process. Now, pause for a moment and reflect. The situation as it stands isn't sustainable. It's not good now, and it never will be if nothing changes. Remaining in this dynamic will only prolong your suffering. But on the other side of this struggle lies liberation. True freedom is waiting for you. It's not just a possibility, it's a promise if you choose to persevere. Claim your power and step into your future. So, what's holding you back? Fear of the unknown. Fear of their reaction. A lifetime of being conditioned to doubt yourself. Recognize that these are obstacles you have the strength to overcome. Every small step you take toward asserting yourself brings you closer to a life of autonomy and peace. You deserve to live free from their shadow, and you have the power within you to make that happen. This journey might be tough, but it's transformative. The moment you choose to prioritize your freedom over your fear, everything begins to shift. It's not just about surviving this experience, it's about thriving beyond it. When you begin to reclaim your power, something remarkable happens. The moment they see that you're no longer gripped by fear, that you've taken control of your narrative, and that you are steering this situation with confidence and intention, the entire dynamic will shift. This transformation is inevitable. Eventually, they will either disappear entirely from your life or learn to engage with you in a manner that is rational and respectful. This is the ultimate resolution you've been seeking, and it's within your reach. But here's the truth: the journey toward this outcome is rarely smooth. In fact, it often gets worse before it gets better. Narcissists, by their very nature, are at their most volatile when they sense that their control is slipping away. They will fight tooth and nail, employing every manipulative tactic in their arsenal to regain the upper hand. Yet, even the most persistent narcissist reaches a breaking point. Over time, they will tire. They may even find themselves compelled to meet you halfway. Imagine the irony: they might one day beg for a seat at the table they once dominated. To prepare for this inevitable showdown, you must be ready. The path to reclaiming your power requires a carefully crafted strategy. During this negotiation process, you must stay a step ahead. This is where my SLAY methodology comes into play: strategy, leverage, anticipation, and a relentless focus on you, your case, and your position. Anticipating their moves is key, and it will give you the upper hand. As you solidify your approach, they will start to unravel. This is exactly what you want. Their composure cracking is the first step toward shifting the power dynamic in your favor. Without this disruption, the cycle of manipulation would continue unchecked. It's crucial to remember one essential truth about narcissists: their goal is not what you think it is. You might believe their objective is victory or financial gain. But in reality, their true aim is much darker. They seek supply. Manipulating you, jerking you around, and keeping you on edge is their fuel. This is why their games feel endless. Like the song that never ends, it's a loop designed to drain you emotionally, mentally, and financially. If you don't disrupt this cycle, it will go on forever, leaving you stuck in an exhausting, soul-crushing rhythm. Breaking free requires loosening their grip. You need them to lose control. Only then can the cycle come to a definitive end. As you persist, you'll notice clear signs that they're starting to unravel. These indicators are crucial, as they signal that the balance of power is shifting. So, what are the signs that they're beginning to lose control? How do you know that the tides are turning in your favor? The answers to these questions will illuminate your path forward, giving you the clarity and confidence to stand firm and reclaim the life that is rightfully yours. Number 1. The subtle dance of manipulation: recognizing the patterns. One moment, the air between you feels heavy with unresolved tension, and the next, it's as if none of it ever happened. Suddenly they're reaching out, weaving their charm into the smallest gestures. A message pops up: a friendly "Hey, how are you?" Or a nostalgic "Remember the good times." They suggest meeting for coffee, a casual chat, or even a rational discussion. They question your decisions with a soft-spoken, almost innocent tone, asking things like, "Why involve lawyers? Can't we sort this out ourselves?" It's a whirlwind of affection, a rush of kindness that feels almost too good to be true. This sudden shift, often referred to as love bombing or hoovering, is a classic move in the manipulator's playbook. It mirrors the way they first captivated you: the irresistible charm, the attentive care, the sense of being deeply valued. Their goal? To test if the tactics that once worked will still have the same effect. And sometimes they do. But beware of the glittering facade. The sudden flood of affection isn't always genuine. It's often a calculated move designed to disarm you, to lure you back into a dynamic that benefits them. It's not about resolving the past or building a better future. It's about regaining control, subtly pulling the strings to see if you'll dance to their tune once more. What should you do when faced with this sudden burst of affection? One strategy is to ethically call their bluff, meet manipulation with calm logic. For instance, if they suggest rekindling a friendship or moving forward amicably, you might respond, "Sure, let's finalize the agreement first, and then we can revisit this conversation." This approach forces them to reveal their true intentions. If their affection was a mere tactic, the mask will likely slip. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking free from the cycle. When their actions suddenly shift from cold indifference to warm familiarity, it's essential to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this sudden kindness rooted in genuine care, or is it a strategy to regain their hold on you? The answer lies not in their words, but in the consistency or lack thereof of their actions. By seeing through the facade, you reclaim your power. You no longer react on autopilot to their charm, and instead, you begin to respond with clarity and strength. In doing so, you step into a space where their manipulations lose their grip, and you gain the freedom to define the narrative on your own terms. Number 2. The narcissist's escalation, a tale of control and chaos. When the first wave of manipulation fails, those sudden, exaggerated displays of affection known as love bombing, or their desperate attempts to pull you back into their web through hoovering, the narcissist doesn't give up. Oh no, they double down. They shift gears into a much darker tactic, escalating the devaluation. Suddenly, the mask slips entirely, and the true cruelty of their nature emerges. "Oh, you think you're good at this? You're absolutely terrible," they might sneer, lacing their words with venom designed to wound. Perhaps they turn to more personal attacks, pointing out flaws that aren't even there. Your lawyer is incompetent, or the classic jab at appearance, "You're gaining weight." These comments aren't just offhand remarks, they are carefully calibrated to chip away at your self-esteem, to make you doubt your worth, your abilities, even your very identity. But it doesn't stop there. Enter the flying monkeys, their loyal supporters or unwitting pawns. Suddenly their presence becomes more pronounced. They flood social media with curated snapshots of their lives, moments meticulously crafted to paint a picture of bliss. They're laughing, partying, celebrating all things you're conspicuously excluded from. It's not enough for the narcissist to wound you directly, they want you to feel isolated and forgotten, an outsider in the very narrative they are scripting. Why this sudden surge of cruelty? It's retaliation. It's because you dared to resist. You said no to their hoovering, to their manipulations, to their attempts to pull you back into their toxic orbit. And narcissists, as we know, cannot stand rejection. They see it as a direct assault on their fragile ego, and their response is to punish. If you've ever wondered what happens when you refuse the hoover, there's more to uncover. The escalation of tactics, the tightening grip of their chaos, it's a calculated storm designed to draw you back into their control. Be sure to explore this dynamic further in my video on what happens when you refuse the hoover. Standing your ground against these manipulations is not just an act of defiance, it's an act of reclaiming your power. It's a reminder that their attempts to control you are not a reflection of your value, but a revelation of their desperation. When dealing with a narcissist, it's crucial to understand how their tactics intensify over time, especially when their initial strategies fail to yield the control they crave. The escalation process becomes a predictable cycle of desperation and manipulation. As the relationship deteriorates, the narcissist's toxic behaviors intensify to an almost unbearable degree. Imagine all the negative traits and actions they exhibited before, now amplified like a tidal wave crashing over you. The love bombing has failed. The devaluation has lost its sting. When their usual arsenal of tricks doesn't work, they unleash an unrelenting barrage of flying monkeys, gaslighting, and intimidation. Their projection becomes relentless, shifting blame and painting you as the villain in a desperate attempt to maintain their narrative. It's a storm of toxicity that seems to grow stronger with every passing moment. One of their most insidious tools is the art of distortion, heightened lying, denying, projecting, and deflecting. They twist facts so convincingly that you may start to question your sanity. The blatant lies become so outrageous, yet delivered with such conviction, that you begin to doubt your own reality. They project their faults onto you, accusing you of the very behaviors they exhibit, and deflect any accountability by shifting blame onto others or external circumstances. The goal: to confuse and exhaust you, leaving you too disoriented to fight back. When all else fails, the narcissist may escalate to outright threats or acts of intimidation. This is when their carefully constructed mask slips completely. They might threaten to reveal your secrets, tarnish your reputation, or cause upheaval in areas of your life they know matter most to you. These are not idle threats, they are calculated attempts to instill fear and regain control. At this stage, their desperation becomes a glaring weakness, exposing the lengths they are willing to go to maintain dominance. Recognizing these escalating behaviors is critical for protecting yourself. The key is to remain calm and avoid emotional reactions, no matter how tempting it might be to engage. Remember, arguing with a narcissist is a losing battle. Their aim is not resolution but control. Instead, focus on reclaiming your power by sticking to a clear strategy. Leverage the resources available to you, be it supportive relationships, legal measures, or professional guidance, and anticipate their moves. This mental preparation can fortify your resolve and prevent their tactics from derailing your progress. Emerge stronger. Many. The ultimate goal is not to change the narcissist or win against them. It's about preserving your peace of mind, reclaiming your autonomy, and finding the strength to move forward. By understanding the narcissist's patterns and arming yourself with strategies to counteract their manipulations, you can shift the dynamic in your favor. You'll emerge not only unscathed but stronger, with a renewed sense of self-worth and clarity. If this resonates with you, explore more resources and strategies to navigate relationships with narcissists. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Stay strong, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. You've got this. Unmasking narcissistic rage: a path to reclaiming your power. One of the most striking characteristics of narcissists is their propensity for narcissistic rage. It stems from what is often referred to as a narcissistic injury, a deep, fragile sense of self that shatters at the slightest provocation. When they feel ignored, dismissed, or thwarted in their plans, their reaction can be eerily reminiscent of a child's tantrum. However, this isn't just about stomping feet or pouting. Their rage manifests in ways that can be startlingly diverse and, at times, even dangerous. For some, it might appear as subtle passive aggressiveness, while others may resort to overt hostility, such as verbal threats, stalking, or even violence. This rage can extend beyond personal relationships and seep into professional ones. Business partnerships often serve as arenas for their vindictive tendencies. I've witnessed narcissistic partners take drastic actions, cutting off a colleague's access to emails, shutting down internet services, or even locking them out of office spaces. Such acts are calculated, designed to disrupt and assert control, leaving their victims disoriented and powerless. Yet, there's a breaking point for every narcissist, often leading to what is known as a narcissistic collapse. This phase, although unsettling, signals that their reign of manipulation and rage is faltering. But here's the empowering truth: this collapse isn't just their turning point, it's yours. It's your moment to reclaim your voice, your strength, and your fairness. The narrative shifts from their control to your empowerment. Today marks the beginning of your time. Let's affirm that. Type "It's my time" in the comments, because it truly is your moment to shine. It's your turn to be seen, to demand equity, and to rebuild your life with resilience and clarity. If this message resonates with you, share it, drop a comment, and give this a like. Let's spread hope, strength, and resources to everyone who needs it. Remember, you don't have to navigate this battle alone. Narcissists thrive on keeping you in the shadows, but today is your day to step into the light. This is your moment to turn things around and start living the life you deserve. Let's take that first step together, and I'll see you in the next video.